Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I will have guests on from my City of LaGrange Youth Council, so stay tuned for the interview coming up in just a moment. Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have the pleasure of sitting down with one of our upcoming leaders of our community and communities to come. I am being joined by City of LaGrange Youth Council member, Simone Acosta. Simone, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Well, Simone, it's always a pleasure to sit down with our young people, our up-and-coming next leaders of this community and other communities. But before we get started talking about something that I know that I feel in talking before I came on is near and dear to your heart, tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Hi, so I'm a junior at Heard County High School, and I live here in LaGrange, and so I'm a member of the LaGrange Youth Council.
Okay, very good. Talk about a little bit about the Youth Council. What has that been like for you?
It's been absolutely an amazing experience. So not only have we been able to learn more about the city of LaGrange and the different components that go into the making up of different sections of the city, but also we've been able to meet with a bunch of the state leaders and politicians, which was, at least for me, a very important experience. Okay,
very good. Now let me ask you, because we've done this now for a number of years, if there was a young person that's sitting listening to the interview with you today and was thinking, oh, you know what, I thought about doing that, what would you say to them to encourage them to become a part of the Youth Council?
Absolutely. I would encourage them to apply. We actually have applications due on May 6th, and just shoot us an email and we would be happy to get with you, and you'll come to an interview, and basically from that you would be able to have a shot to join our committee. Okay, very good. What do you think has been, probably outside of meeting the representatives, what's been one of the greater takeaways for you? Another great takeaway for me is I'm meeting people from different schools and different communities, people who are highly successful, highly ambitious. They're really great people to know. And so I'm able to get these connections and make new friends that I otherwise would never have been able to have made.
Very good. In talking about making those connections and things, I know you and I were talking before we came on. Tell a little bit about what your aspirations are after you complete high school.
So actually I want to go to a university and get a 4-year degree, and then go to law school and get a law degree. Okay, very good. So you still want to be in that helping arena, in that helping realm. And I think that brings us to what you are here to talk about today, and something that I know that is very prevalent in our society today. Sometimes it goes undiagnosed or unrecognized, and that can lead to long-term consequences. And we want to talk a little bit about mental health awareness. Yes.
Talk about how your group came up with this topic, if you don't mind.
So actually, for many years, this has been a pretty steady topic that the Youth Council has wanted to focus on, just because it is such a prevalent issue with today's society, specifically within the younger generation. So with older generations, it is still something that is very much stigmatized. But with us, it's something we are trying to become more open and something that should be talked about, because there should not be a stigma placed on it. And a lot of times we find that either because of family issues or financial issues, students are not able to receive the mental health treatment that they deserve and they need. And so because of that, they often can try to self-cope and basically lead to very dangerous behaviors that otherwise could have been treated and prevented beforehand.
So important. You say when self-cope, sometimes I guess when you talk about that, people turn inward as opposed to, in a lot of cases, talking about it.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the things that you maybe, and I'm not saying that they have, but that you've seen in maybe friends and peers and things like that, and how they perhaps have dealt with it, if you have any examples of that.
Yeah. Well, actually, even with myself, I spent years never really speaking about it because I was afraid people would judge me. People would be like, oh, this is not important, you're over exaggerating, or they would view me in a different light and see me as lesser than because of my mental health issues. But once I was able to receive help, it made everything so much better, because I was finally able to not only function better and live a happier life, I realized that people are a lot more understanding than you would previously think. And so I have friends, and one of the biggest things I've learned through my journey of having mental health issues and getting them fixed is being able to help others and make sure they don't suffer for an extended period of time that they otherwise could have prevented.
You know, you said so many things there, getting help, getting it fixed. So when a person has a challenge with mental health, this is something that is not uncurable or something that they can't overcome. But I think it sounds like what I heard from you, being able to talk about it with such a release valve that it helped you to be able to function. And you talk about, you talked about too, being talked about, a stigma. How important is that for a person that may be faced with something of this, to be able to have somebody they can talk to? Is that very important?
It is. It's extremely important because at least with that stigma, that's what keeps people silent for so long, because they are afraid of being judged. They're afraid of being seen as not only lesser of a person, but also seen that becomes their entire identity. So you're not known as yourself, you're known as, oh, you're the person that has blah, 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 or, oh, you're the person that is struggling with this and this. And so being able to see that you can still keep your identity and it's just an aspect about you, that it's not your entire person, is extremely important. Very
good. And Simone, you and the city of LaGrange Youth Council are not just talking about it, but you guys are stepping out and doing something about it.
Yes.
Which also brings us to what we're here to talk about. You guys have a program that's coming up on May the 2nd. Talk about that if you don't mind.
We do. So actually at the Sweetland, we are planning to, at the doors open at 6 p.m. to show a viewing of Holding On by Tamlin Hall, which was a local film producer and it's actually based on a real story of a local person here in LaGrange.
Okay.
And so we're also going to have a panel of mental health professionals and people who have dealt with similar issues that are going to offer free support and answer questions for anybody who's attending that would like that help.
Very good. And this is going to be on May the 2nd?
Yes, May the 2nd.
Now let me ask you, because so many times, like you talked about the stigma being talked about, or being ostracized, or being felt as an outcast. If there's some young person that is having issues of such now, and you guys are offering this clinic or a session for them, what would you say to them to get them, encourage them to come out?
Well, I would first basically say that even if you are afraid to come, even if you're afraid that, because even if you don't know anybody there, it's worth it. Because the second that you do open up and the second that you do basically release all of that fear around being seen in a different light or being seen as this or however you think that you're going to be viewed, even though that feeling is very much valid, it is worth it to open up, to try and receive help, because it will change your life for the better. Absolutely.
And then I heard you mention about living a life better too. Better quality of life comes out of this.
Absolutely.
Right? You know, so many times I think our young people, as you say, that they turn inwardly and it's kind of almost like a time bomb, a ticking time bomb. And if they don't get help with it or talk to someone about it, it can lead to explosive behavior. I heard you talking about, you know, unhealthy life patterns and things of that nature. So again, this is going to be a mental health awareness that's going to be taking place on May the 2nd, right?
Yes.
And will the other members of the youth council be there?
Yes, they will be there. And they have also helped with not only the coordination of planning this event, but they are the ones who have actually been able to find the professionals who are going to be coming and speaking to people. Very good.
Professionals that will come out to help. Now, I know that the youth council is putting this on, but if there's some old birds like myself that need to come out there, can we come as well?
Absolutely, and it's open to all ages.
Okay, very good. All right, very good. Because I think it helps if we all sometimes just have that one person or persons that we can talk to, confide in, and know that the things that we share with them can stay with that person if need be. But if it's something that seems a little bit more that needs additional attention, that there are individuals that can help. And if you don't mind, how many members that you all have with the youth council, if you know, right off top?
I believe that we have 24. So we have 12 juniors and 12 seniors.
Okay, very good. And I want to once again reiterate that you guys are looking for new members as well, right?
We are, and applications are due on May the 6th.
Okay. Okay, and I'm going to give out an address here. They can email aspears@lagrangega.org to get an application, and you will get an opportunity to meet Simone and the other wonderful young people that are in our LaGrange Youth Council, and by all means, make new friends.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So, Simone, I want to thank you very much for being my guest today. Thank you for what you and the City of LaGrange Youth Council are doing in our community. And I know that whatever community you land in, it's going to be a better and brighter place because you're there.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for being my guest today.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week coming up in just a moment.
Hi, we're members of the LaGrange Youth Council.
The Youth Council is made up of high school juniors and seniors from LaGrange.
This year, we are split into 3 committees, working on different projects that we think are important to the youth of our community.
We represent the Mental Health Committee. We invite everyone to a screening of Holding On, a film that features a LaGrange native struggling with their own mental health.
The screening gates will open at 6:30, Monday, May 2nd at Sweetland Amphitheater.
In addition to the movie, we will have popcorn, drinks, and a discussion panel featuring several mental health professionals in our area.
We hope to see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining City Week this week. My guests have been from the City of LaGrange Youth Council. I had on Simone Acosta as she talked about an upcoming event, mental health awareness, that will be taking place on May the 2nd at Sweetland Amphitheater. Doors will open at 6 o'clock and the program will start at 7. There will be a film shown, Holding On, which has local ties here to LaGrange. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please, by all means, come out and support this very worthwhile cause. And I hope that you have enjoyed this interview with Simone. And by all means, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.